Hey there, people! It is I, Tony, and welcome back to TTBurger Game Reviews, and we are continuing episode 100, and we are on part 3 as we continue our Crash Bandicoot Series review. Those of you who missed what happened in part 2, fear not, I got something here to cheer you guys up, to show you guys what you missed with a little TTBurger recap here. And in part 2, I took a look at Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, and I gave it an 8.5 out of 10 because of the backtracking was very annoying and stuff like that, and you couldn't rotate the camera and run stuff, and it was a shorter game as well. So I gave it an 8.5 out of 10 because it is a better game over its predecessor. It's a better game, improves a lot over its predecessor, but still, those problems, they're effective for getting a perfect 10. But for part 3 here of episode 100, we're gonna look at the third Crash Bandicoot game, and we got it right here. It was released in 1998 around the holiday season. It's called Crash Bandicoot Warped for the PlayStation, and it was also released once again for the Crash Insanity trilogy. But once again, I don't have that, so I'll be looking at this one because it's the one I grew up with, and I don't care for getting the Insanity trilogy. So that's pretty much what I gotta say. So let's get started here. Now, for the third game in the series, does this game improve over the first two games and fix the problems stuff that the predecessors had? The answer is yes, and I'm just gonna tell you guys right now, best Crash Bandicoot game ever made. Definitely the best Crash Bandicoot game ever made. Definitely by a long shot. I mean, you got it's like you improve in the first two games and you put in here and make everything better, and you got the best Crash Bandicoot game ever made. I will admit though, this game is not gonna get a perfect 10 because it still has problems and stuff like that that we need to talk about here and stuff. But for the most part though, it's a fantastic game, and anybody who's a fan of Crash Bandicoot definitely need to pick this game up. Let's get started here. We're talking about the story of Crash Bandicoot Warped, and it takes place immediately after the end of Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, where Dr. Neil Cortex Vortex is destroyed and crashes into a temple in Wumpa Islands, releasing the evil Uga Uga, who is the evil twin of Aku Aku, you know, the mask and stuff that follows you around and stuff like that. And we learned that Cortex has been working for Uga Uga the whole time and stuff. And now they are trying to find power crystals and stuff like that to activate their time machine and stuff to mess with the past and the future and stuff like that. And now it's up for Aku Aku, Crash, and his sister Coco, who is a playable character in this game, to stop Cortex once and for all by collecting the power crystals and the gems and stuff like that. It's basically the best story of Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that. The best story in the Crash Bandicoot series, and I wish they would have made more than like this, because the time travel plot is very original here and stuff like that, and I like what they did here. It works really well. And I should also mention here that Aku Aku, this is the first Crash Bandicoot game where Aku Aku talks and stuff like that, but I'll talk more about that later on and such, but yeah, let's just get back on track here. And this is also the first game that introduces the villain Entropy and stuff like that. It was pretty much like how in the last game and stuff you had Dr. Engine. This time we have Entropy as like the sidekick and stuff. But let's get back on track here. Let's talk about the presentation here. Now, for the presentation here, what an improvement. This game looks like it could be a PlayStation 2 game if it wanted to and stuff. Excellent graphics, excellent character models, excellent backgrounds, and also the frame rate is very smooth too. It takes advantage of the PlayStation's hardware and stuff, and for a game that came out in 1998, this looks excellent. I mean, it still holds up really well to this day. The graphics for each game improved more and more, and it shows what Naughty Dog was trying to do here, and Naughty Dog put love, care, and effort into this. Now let's get into the sound here, and the sound has also been improved. But I have one problem with the sound though, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. First off, the voice acting is fantastic. I mean, all the voice acting is great, and there's more voice acting too, and more lines of dialogue here and there. And Aku Aku has a great voice as well, because like, he's pretty much the main voice acting for the good guys and stuff like that. And of course, like got Cortex and Aku Aku and stuff, and the villains and stuff like that who talk to and stuff before you enter certain levels and such. And of course, Aku Aku is pretty much your father figure, aka guide in this series, that pretty much explains the story and stuff. And I like the voice acting. The voice acting is great. But the one problem I have with it though is that there's Coco has no lines of dialogue at all. This is just strange because in the last game she talked and stuff, but in here she does not say a single line at all, which is weird why they made her a mute like Crash and stuff. But I guess I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because it was the first game she was playable and they wanted to make her a mute just like Crash. But I don't know. It would have been great if she actually talked and stuff, but she didn't. So like that's just basically what I gotta say about the sound here. But now let's get to the gameplay. Gameplay is awesome. But I have a few problems with it though. But I'll talk about the problems later. First off, like once again, it's an old school 3D platformer and it's challenging, fun, easy to pick up and play. And one of the improvements they have in this game is the controls. The controls are very smooth. Jumping is better, running is better, and like doing the attacks are much better. And it's very smooth and balanced and stuff. Like in Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back, you have a warp room and stuff where you can walk around and stuff, and like the warp room is pretty much different because like it's in the time travel room and stuff like that, and you pretty much just step on a button and go and stuff, and that's basically what you do. And also the save system is great, like how it was in the last game, because like you don't have to worry about that, about saving in the bonus levels or collecting gems like I was in the first game, so they improved there. And of course you'll be collecting Wumpa Fruit and Power Crystals and gems and stuff like that, and hitting boxes and stuff. And also there's also a new thing here that Coco is actually a playable character in some levels. Although I really wish she had platform levels and stuff, but she doesn't. She basically just has like a vehicle levels, and where you ride Purr the tiger who takes the place of Polar. You know how Crash Bandicoot hopped on Polar and stuff. Then certain levels here in Crash Bandicoot Warp, Coco rides on Purr the tiger, and this is Purr's debut into the Crash Bandicoot series too. And there's also a new mode called Time Trial mode where you collect relics and stuff that if you want 100% the game and such too. And of course, like you have more abilities where you can like do a double jump, rapid spin dash, and you can do a super body slam and such too. And of course, you have vehicle levels here too, which the vehicle levels are good. I know a lot of people did not like how there were so many of them, but I don't mind the vehicle levels. The vehicle levels are fine. You can ride on a jet ski, motorcycle, airplane stuff, and like they're great. They're definitely a lot of fun. You got the famous chase levels and stuff, and you got the bonus levels too and stuff. I mean, there is a lot. There's a lot to do here. There's a big variety here, and backtracking is actually made better because they got the time trial mode if you want 100% the game, and like with the difficulty being balanced with that, I don't have a problem with the backtracking at all and stuff like that. I mean like with the backtracking, I did have a problem with it at first because like it's just I thought it was kind of frustrating because like you had to go back to get the gems like that, and there's certain boxes you can only reach when you get the certain power-ups and stuff. But it doesn't really bother me because you get the time trial mode and the relics like that. It makes the backtracking a lot of fun. But I do have some problems here. Like once again, the camera cannot be rotated, and I wish that it's the third game in the series. They could at least had a camera rotation buttons and stuff like that. And it's once again a short game with only 25 levels and stuff, and that's not including the boss fights and stuff. But still, it would have been great if they added more because this game seems to go by very quickly. Like in about 4 hours, you can beat it. And of course, like Coco has no platforming levels either and stuff. But aside from that, though, these are just small problems. I will not be taking that many points off of them because they're very small problems because I still had fun with it and such. But aside from that, though, the best Crash Bandicoot game ever made. Definitely worth it. It's like you take the first 2 games, put everything in Crash Bandicoot Warp, and make it better, and you got yourself a fantastic sequel to Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. So what's my final rating here? You gotta pick this game up. This game is awesome. This game is definitely the best Crash Bandicoot game ever made, and it's definitely worth it for any people who love 3D platformers and love Crash Bandicoot and stuff. Due to some of the complaints I have with the game, like with Coco having no platforming levels and stuff like that, and with no camera rotation, and the game's short of only 25 levels again and stuff, I will not be giving it a perfect 10, but the best score I can give it is a 9 out of 10. It's definitely worth it and stuff. Definitely worth it of a 9 out of 10. Great game. Best game in the Crash series. Definitely worth checking out if you guys are looking for Crash Bandicoot and stuff. And that's it for part 3. Tune in for the final part where we will be looking at the go-kart racing game in the Crash series called Crash Team Racing. Now, how does this game compare to like Mario Kart or any other go-kart game and stuff like that? Is it worthy of being in your collection of Crash Bandicoot games? Well, you have to find out in the final part of my TTBurger game reviews, episode 100. And I also like to give a shout out to, once again, my friend HHHaircutter95, who wanted me to review the Crash Bandicoot games and stuff like that and such. And I meant to give her a shout out in the beginning, but I kind of forgot to because I was talking and stuff. But HH Haircut 95, I hope you enjoy this, because like I know you're a big Crash Bandicoot fan, and I hope you enjoy, and just stay tuned for episode 100 part 4, where we look at Crash Team Racing. And that's what's all I gotta say. This is Tony, peace out, and have a great day, and see you all in episode 100 part 4.